Do you guys really need a Rolex Submariner in your collection when this Tudor Black Bay 58 exists? Stay tuned to find out. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Avant. First off, I want to start this video by saying I apologize again for not making content for a while. Just been busy with the store and clients. But today I have a watch that a lot of people have always requested a video for, and I personally also want to kind of check out the watch. So just full disclosure, this watch is available on Avant on our store. But I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on it and let you guys know what I think about it. So this watch is the Tudor Black Bay 58. So this watch has been out now for a decent amount of time. I'm a little bit late to the game to do a video on it. I believe it came out around almost a year ago now, let's say. This past year flew by, but yeah, so it's been out for almost a year. And really the question is, when I look at this watch, is do you really need a Submariner in your collection when this watch exists? Now, something about Avant that I've noticed is, I would say 8 out of 10 inquiries for us is for a Submariner. Of course, it's the most popular watch in the world. It's a Rolex, recognizable name. But I have a lot of friends / clients that tell me, look, I want a dive watch. I want that kind of Submariner styling, but I don't want to spend, right now, a 41mm is closer to 15,000, around that kind of price range at current market. They don't want to spend that kind of money, but they want like the brand cachet and they want the Rolex quality. This is really the watch that I tend to point customers to, the Black Bay. Now, I personally like just the 58 range of the Black Bay. I think the 41mm are a little bit ugly. The cases are kind of like slab style and they're thick, and the watch just sits weird on the wrist. Now, this watch is kind of harkening back to vintage Rolex Submariners with the rivet bracelet. It's a faux rivet bracelet, which a lot of people don't like, but I don't really mind it. And of course, with that 58 name, it's harkening back to the Tudor Submariner from 1958, which was a smaller watch, 39mm, so this is replicating that. And the particular one we have here is the blue face. Now, I like both the gilt dial and the blue face. I personally prefer blue because deep down, I really want Rolex to make a blue Submariner, and I think this is the closest thing we're gonna get to a blue Submariner from the Hans Willdorf Foundation. Of course we have the Smurf and stuff, but I mean it's steel. So it has a classic snowflake hands, amazing build quality, and this one has the new movement actually. So they updated the movement. It's in-house. It's 70-hour power reserve. It's super accurate. I have heard though reliability is a little bit sketchy on some of the other models, particularly the GMT, but this one so far has been bulletproof for me. And really 70 hours, no nonsense movement, very accurate. It's really quite impressive. It's keeping up really with Rolex's new movements as well. So you're getting that Rolex quality, but there are a couple downsides to this watch, I would say, that some people have a problem with, and I would sort of agree on some of them. The first is a lot of people who don't know watches, right? For example, cameraman Danny, you don't know much about watches, right?
Barely anything, bro.
Barely anything, yeah. So you don't know much about watches, but you know what a Submariner is, right?
Yeah.
So if you saw this on my wrist, would you, and not knowing anything about watches, you wouldn't know the brand Tudor. You'd probably say, is that like a fake Submariner? Is it trying to be a fake Submariner? Is it trying to copy Rolex? Like, you probably think that, right?
Yeah, it doesn't like look like a Rolex.
Yeah, but it looks like it's trying to be a Rolex.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's kind of taking these design cues from a vintage watch, a lot of people that aren't connoisseurs, or the average person, might say, oh, that guy's wearing like an off-brand that looks like a Submariner, which it's gonna hurt when you're paying around $3,600 the retail for this watch. So that's the first thing that's kind of problematic. The second thing about this watch is there's no adjustable clasp on it like the Omega Seamaster, which is in this watch's price point, or somewhat close by. They're like kind of neck and neck. A couple hundred difference probably. There's no adjustable clasp, which the Omega does have, and the Omega does have that bigger sizing. So if you want a more modern watch, that's going to be, more. It's going to be better fitted to most people's wrists now. This is more vintage style. Although I like both sizes, but 39 is kind of sleek. It's very slick looking. It's very small and very compact. So I like both, but if you have one choice to go with, the 42 might be more of a modern look. Also, you're gonna get that ceramic bezel, where this is an aluminum bezel, which will be scratched. It'll be very easily scratched, but the bezel action is very, very nice. I will say that. It's like a tank, man. It's a Rolex product. So yeah, that's the first kind of downside I would say, is that people that don't know watches might be like, this guy is trying to copy the look of a Rolex. The second problem I would say, besides the clasp, is Tudor right now, they are a brand that's still kind of developing, as strange as that sounds. They're really putting a lot into this Black Bay lineup. The problem is they're kind of copying Porsche in the sense that every other week there's a new Black Bay. And here's my problem with that personally. Rolex will introduce a new Submariner every 10 years, maybe more than that, maybe every 20. And they do slight little changes that don't really affect the values of the old one. Where Tudor, I mean, they released this, then they released a ceramic, now they're releasing a bronze one. I don't know if you saw that one, the all bronze. Every other day there's a new Black Bay. And what that does is it kind of reduces the values of the old ones. Granted, it's not a super expensive watch, it's not really an investment piece, but you want a watch that isn't so obsolete so quickly, in my opinion. So that's something that really bothers me. But other than that, guys, this watch is absolutely fantastic. It's the closest we're gonna get to basically a stainless steel Submariner in blue. And it harkens back to that Marine Nationale Tudor that I love. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about this watch in the comments below. It is live on Avant Garde, so if you're interested in it, please shoot us a DM or an email. Other than that, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I'll see you guys on the next video.